So these are the onions. I have just harvested the leaves, the outer leaves, as part of the ways I am controlling downy mildew. I have lost pretty much more than half of the onions on this bed because of this disease. Hey guys, welcome to a new video. How are you doing? This is Mecca in Mecca's Garden and Healing Journey. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate seeing you here. Now this video is about tackling a disease called downy mildew. It's not common. This is my first year experiencing it, and so I'm sharing with you the things I tried and to share with you also the results. Now this result might take longer to find, so I'm going to share with you a short clip showing you what I did at the beginning and what I'm doing now, and I will share with you in another video how I've harvested these onions and what they look like. My onion bed is completely covered in this, and I don't want to take the onions out because this is like my main crop onions. Okay, we have this whole bed, that's onions, and this bed I've had to get rid of a lot of it because of the same thing. So I am going to try spraying it. It's my last resort. I'm going to insert the clip on how I made this. I have here neem oil, I have some castile soap, and I have a spray bottle. Now in this spray bottle I have just diluted my foliar feed. So foliar feed is just halfway. Well, it's not strong concentration. Whatever you have, this is what I make my homemade compost tea. I'll probably put a link there. So I'm just gonna add a little bit, about 10 or 20 mils of castile soap. Guys, I'm eyeballing this, I'm not measuring. We just want the soap to help the oil emulsify, essentially. And then we'll have our neem. Now, neem oil, I love buying this brand. It's cold pressed, it's organic. Is it? It's just cold pressed, but it's really good. I've used the same brand for so long. So I'm just gonna add pretty much the same amount. Okay, and then we want it to sort of mix up together properly. Castile soap is one of the most gentle soaps you can use for your garden, and I'm just gonna give it a good shake before I fill it up with water. Neem oil is very strong. I'm not giving you a tutorial on how to use neem oil. I'm just trying this with the downy mildew on my onion plants, so it's not a tutorial. Don't say you learned from me how to mix neem oil, because I play it by the ear. I just trial and error. Let's head over to the allotment and get to use these. Okay, this is a pump spray. I bought this for £5. I have a big electric sprayer that I use to foliar feed, but this is for like little jobs like today. So yeah, it's a 2-litre pump spray, which is handy rather than having a massive one each time. Just gonna saturate the leaves and see if it will slow it down, at least. If nothing, just slow down the disease, but otherwise the bulbs will stop forming. So I'm just gonna try and ensure saturate every single leaf with this spray, because that way I can ensure that I am well protected against this disease. We'll come back in a week and see what difference this spray has made. I had to, at the beginning, I think a month ago, I had to harvest most of these onions. I believe they were from sets, so there were onion sets here. I have onions in another bed that have not been affected at all. I'm actually hopeful that the ones in the tunnel, in the netted tunnel, will be protected from this, because they're a bit of a distance. And that's one of the things I do. I try to plant things in different spots. So like for instance, I have my corn plants over there. I also have some more corn plants over there, if you can see from the corner there. You see the corn plants there? And then I have some corn plants in my other plot. I have more corn plants. So not one spot, because that way if you have disease like we have here on these beds, it won't be every single crop that is devastated. So that's one of the things I do to manage diseases on my plants. Anyway, look, these corn plants are so good, and I'm so upset that I snapped that one completely, and it's in tassel. Look guys, this is in tassel. Oh, I want to cry. But anyway, we have more plants to go around, and in fairness, this was literally in the corner. There was a bit in the way, but yeah, hey ho. So fingers crossed that this will work, but if it doesn't, we'll take it out, we'll harvest them as baby onions, and we'll just keep buying onions. We still don't grow enough onions for even 6 months. Onions are one major thing we consume. Anyway, thanks for watching. If I don't do an outro, this will be the outro. So this is like showing you what I'm doing, and then I'll just come around and just show you the result. And to be honest, I'm not sure if it will work. Neem oil helps for things like black fly and other creeping insects, but I've never tried it for fungal disease, and apparently it's not a great fungicide. Obviously it's natural, so you know, it's worth giving it a try, don't you think? Anyway, leave a comment in the comment section. Share with me anything you've used to prevent or to stop downy mildew. This is not powdery mildew like I showed you. It's downy. It's a bit darker on your onion leaves. You would notice it quite instantly. It's a bit darker and the leaves start to rot from the outer leaves. So look at what we have here. From the outer leaves here, you can see the yellowing, and then you have these ones like so. Can you see the dark bits on the leaves like that? Can you see that? So you have that with the yellowing.
2,000 years later.
It's another week, okay? So a week after I applied this in quote treatment, and unfortunately it looks worse for wear. So I'm gonna pick a few of these and I'll show you what the leaves look like. Actually, they have died down, so they're rotting and they don't look good at all. So I have a plan. I'm not gonna get rid of my onions yet because the other leaves are still looking good. So I'm gonna take out as many. This is obviously, you know, the only thing I can do right now to try and mitigate this and hopefully get these onions to swell up, because the bigger the onions, the better the harvest, isn't it? I don't want to just give in like so. And then I would spray again. I would spray it again and see how it goes. But, you know, growing organically, especially if I'm really, really keen on preventing or reducing the use of bad chemicals in my garden, you have to be prepared to take losses like this, because this can happen. We plant, we hope for the best, but this is part of growing. It happens and we just can't do anything about it. Anyway, I hope this video has helped you. Don't give up if you have downy mildew, powdery mildew, whatever it is on your plants. Just do whatever you can to salvage them, and then, you know, just be prepared to know that sometimes you might not be able to save them. In this case, a full onion bed, I'll probably get a quarter of the usual harvest because the bulbs are so small. But I'm gonna still see, I might get more than that, because I'm gonna try and mitigate this by taking off all the lower leaves. Onions needs leaves to actually grow, to swell, but taking off some of the leaves should hopefully not affect it that much. The problem, I think, part of the issues I think I've had here is it's rained a lot. It's rained every day for the past week. So after applying my neem, the rain just didn't stop. So I'm going to apply neem again on Wednesday, which is a couple days from now. We won't have rain. And when I harvest the onions, I'll come back and share with you how I think it went. But for now, I think this is going to be wrapping up this video to share with you obviously what we've tried to do and how things are going. When you're harvesting things, like I have a bucket here, this bucket is really useful because it will help me to just pick the things and not spread this downy mildew across my plot. So I'll pick them here and dispose of them. I have a hot compost, so I'm not worried about putting them in my compost because the compost is already hot. Yeah, if you don't have a hot compost, then I don't know how I would recommend disposing it. I don't know if it spreads in the compost, so that's why I wouldn't recommend putting them in your general compost. There's always a saying that don't use neem because neem is not safe for plants. Now I have applied neem to this bed, and this bed still has ladybugs on it. I'll show you. We have ladybugs, and I have seen a lot of larvae, the ladybug babies all over the place because we have a lot of aphids on this beetroot. So ladybugs, look at the larvae. Can you see the babies? Yeah, they are procreating, and neem has been sprayed here. So do not fear. Yes, neem would probably eradicate some of them, but trust me, these beneficials can still survive neem spray, okay? Organic growing is not for the faint-hearted. It's not as easy as just picking a pesticide and spraying. You have to observe. So early detection really matters, and treating and preventing, sometimes taking away the plants that are affected or infected, is really, really important. So anyway, thank you for watching once again. If you haven't yet subscribed, kindly subscribe, share this video to people you know growing and have things they don't know what's happening. Like when I first experienced this, I was like, what is this on my onion plants? But now I know what it is, and I I'm not sure how to handle it. So if you still, know how to treat this and mitigate this, let me know in the comment section. I really appreciate it. Until next time, I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.